Free from miseries, an essential subject from Vinipedia. One who desires to be free from all miseries must hear about the Supreme Lord, glorify and also remember the Supreme Lord, who is Supersoul, the controller and the savior from all miseries. When one surrenders to the Lord, one is immediately freed from miseries. The Lord is always merciful to those who surrender unto him. In the age of Kali, it's also easy to get rid of miseries by the process of chanting the holy names of Lord Krishna. Srila Prabhupada's books, lectures, conversations and letters offer a comprehensive presentation of this essential subject as seen in the Vinikotes Free from Miseries category. An introduction from his books is given below in the following 7 quotes. Quotes from Srila Prabhupada's books. When one realizes his own elevation, he feels that he is free from all miseries and is elevated to the highest platform of life. All devotees of Krishna in full Krishna consciousness are free from all kinds of material pleasures and miseries. They are fully absorbed in the service of the Lord, and they are always jolly by virtue of their engagement in his transcendental service. They are experienced men of happiness. Indeed, they are so happy that they do not even wish to be promoted to the spiritual planets, for they are happy in every sphere of life. Being full in the transcendental service of the Lord, they desire neither material objects or material sense pleasures. Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, Chapter 16. In the material conception, one falsely thinks himself the Lord of all he surveys, and therefore he is always troubled by the threefold miseries of life. But as soon as one comes to know his real position as transcendental servant, he at once becomes free from all miseries. As long as the living entity is trying to master material nature, there is no possibility of his becoming servant of the Supreme. Service to the Lord is rendered in pure consciousness of one's spiritual identity. By service one is immediately freed from material encumbrances. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1. 2. Remembering the great trouble found in the field of activities performed for fruitive results, and remembering how one receives the reverse of the results one desires, whether from material actions or from the fruitive activities recommended in the Vedic literatures. An intelligent man should cease from the desire for fruitive actions, for by such endeavors one cannot achieve the ultimate goal of life. On the other hand, if one acts without desires for fruitive results, in other words, if one engages in devotional activities, he can achieve the highest goal of life with freedom from miserable conditions. Considering this, one should cease from material desires. Srimad Bhagavatam 6.16. 59. They had no fear of the miseries of material existence. In the Bhagavad Gita it is confirmed that to be in association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead by full surrender in transcendental love frees one from the miseries inflicted by the laws of material nature. Here it is clearly mentioned that the inhabitants of Vrindavan were extensively busy in the hard labor of their day's work, and due to the day's hard labor they were engaged in sound sleep at night. So practically they had very little time to devote to meditation or to the other paraphernalia of spiritual activities. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.7. 31. O descendant of King Bharata, one who desires to be free from all miseries must hear about, glorify and also remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Supersoul, the controller and the savior from all miseries. SB 2.1.5. This is the summary of all the activities of a Vairava, and the same instruction is repeated here. Krishna Smt Vinuhayani Phala Javana. RLAR Pagazvam states in his Bhakti Rasamta Sindhu, Avyartha Kalatvam, CC, Madhya 23.1819, a Vairava must be very alert not to waste even a second of his valuable lifetime. Chaitanya Charitamrita, DLL 12.51. Simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one can become free from all misery, but because they are enchanted by the illusory energy, people do not take this movement seriously. Therefore those who are actually servants of our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu must seriously distribute this movement all over the world to render the greatest benefit to human society. Of course, animals and other lower species are not capable of understanding this movement, but if even a small number of human beings take it seriously, then by their chanting loudly, all living entities, including even trees, animals and other lower species, will be benefited. Chaitanya Charitamrita, DLL 9.39. Knowledge aims at perfection of self-realization. In other words, the Vedas are the guides for the civilized man in every respect. Since human life is the opportunity to get free from all material miseries, it is properly guided by the knowledge of the Vedas in the matters of both material needs and spiritual salvation. The specific intelligent class of men who were devoted particularly to the knowledge of the Vedas were called the Vipras, or the graduates of the Vedic knowledge. There are different branches of knowledge in the Vedas, of which astrology and pathology are two important branches necessary for the common man. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.12, 29.